felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Used to lose, built to win, applied myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win, applied myself, I felt it in.
Welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports. My name is Joe Jordan. I'm excited about today's episode. We got the trio back in the house. We got my man Dave. What's good, Dave? How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing good. Before you go, Tom, I wanted to give a little tribute to someone who recently just passed away. Well, he was actually gunned down a couple nights ago at the skating rink. He was a unarmed security guard. I knew him growing up. Gino, we call him Gino. His name is Eugene Smith. He was gunned down a couple nights ago. Rest in peace, my guy. Definitely sorry that happened to you. One of the funniest guys I know. Played basketball with him a few times. Went to school with him. So rest in peace. He left 5 kids and a wife. So rest in peace, man.
Condolences, man. Condolences.
Definitely condolences out to his family. And yeah, that's crazy. You know, it's crazy. But I'm glad you did that, David, to start off the show. That's good. That's good. And listen, man, we had a guy that was sick all week. You know, he battled, came back, and now he's ready to go. Got my man Tomo. What's good, Tomo?
Where's the Jordan music? And starting now. Man, look, I don't know what I ate, but whatever it was, and I don't know where it was from, because I want to shout out that restaurant so I could tell them they done, son. But they tried to take me down, man. I felt like Kobe when he was playing against the Kings. But that's how you know I'm not a real athlete, because I did not show up. They took me out.
Hey, you doing your flu game right now, man?
Hey, yeah. Man, I'm back. That wasn't a flu game for the people who know.
When whatever you had, you passed it on to me because I had to miss the show on Friday.
Look, so. Man, it's going around.
You were on Friday too. Okay, yeah, it's been 4 days since like 2 of us on. So you're right. So, but it's been 10 days since all 3 of us been on. So I'm very excited about this episode. We had a wild weekend in the NBA.
Came back at the right time.
All right, a lot of historic moments, you know. So we're gonna dig into that. But before we do that, make sure y'all like this video, subscribe. So look, like the video. If you're watching right now, hit that like button. Y'all, right now we are sitting at 497 subscribers. We are 3 subscribers away from 500 midway through being monetized. So I'm excited about that. Once we get monetized, y'all, the show gonna look totally different. All right, we're gonna
look different.
All right, we're gonna walk with extra pep in us. Not walk, but talk with extra pep in our talk. All right, so we're gonna be a great show. The graphics and everything. So subscribe if you haven't. Thanks for everyone who subscribed this far and those who will in the future. All right. Also, share this video with somebody that you guys know personally, so they can come on and watch live with us, because you can be involved by being in the comment section. Light up those comments, y'all, right? We can actually see all the comments that y'all will be putting down throughout the show. We're going to throw them on the screen, and we're going to respond to them, all right? So stay engaged throughout the show. And then, Tomo, since it's been a while, man, talk about those IG chats that we got going on.
Man. If you want to talk about something that's going to get you by when you on a sick day, these chats, boy, I tell you. There's never a dull moment. Just like with sports, there's never a dull moment with any of these chats. I'm going to list them off. Y'all ready? Make sure y'all listening.
Right.
NFL, NBA, college football, college basketball, boxing, and baseball. Oh. And you want to know what else is great about these chats? It's not just Instagram chats. You actually get shows to associate with the chats. Dave just did a baseball show. This is the second one. I don't see how you could. This is the only platform where you'll get a Yankees fan and a Red Sox fan to do a show for like almost an hour and not talk too much trash. But look, if you want to be a part of any of these chats, again, they're on Instagram. Y'all hit us up on follow us on one of the social medias below, TikTok and what's that? See, I gotta read the tab. I'm gonna act like one of y'all right quick. So it says like to subscribe because you need to do that because you're on the YouTube. And if you're on Facebook, hit the like button and follow the page on Facebook. That's Refuse to Lose. Instagram and TikTok is Refuse to Lose Sports. Twitter is R2L Sports. And again, just hit us up in the DM. We'll add you to any of those chats.
It's going down in the DM.
Man.
It's going down. All right. And last but not least, enjoy the rest of the show. All right, so we're gonna kick it off and talk about Damian Lillard, y'all. Dame time, right? Came out in Portland against Houston and dropped 71 points. 71 points. Historic game, right? So I'm gonna kick this one off. I'm not gonna be long, y'all. I'm not gonna hold y'all up on this topic. I'm gonna throw the floor to y'all in this one. But before I throw the floor to y'all, let me tell you how historic this game was. All right. And we had a long debate about Dame in the chat today, by the way, too, and yesterday. So in the last 3 days, matter of fact. All right. So you want to join those chats. So look, this is the first season in the NBA that we had multiple 70-point scores. Obviously, Donovan Mitchell was the first one, Dame was the second one, and they both coincidentally had 71 points. All right. I'm not sure y'all saw it. Donovan Mitchell tweeted that his mom said, now I gotta go out and drop 72, basically. I gotta go out and one up Dame, all right? So Damian Lillard, right? So look, the most 60-point games in the last 5 seasons. Dame has 5, Harden has 3, no one else has more than 1. All right. Only 4 players has 13 threes made in the game. Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, Zach LaVine, and now Damian Lillard. All right. Players with 70 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Damian Lillard, Devin Booker, Spider, and David Robinson. But 3 of those players are playing right now. And just tell you where the NBA is heading. Wow, like the pace is faster. People are scoring more points and stuff like that. All right. The only player to have 60 points and 10 threes is Damian Lillard. And guess what, y'all? He did it twice. All right. That's crazy. The only player, right? The only players with 5 plus 60-point games, Kobe Bean Bryant, Wilt Chamberlain, and Damian Lillard. All right. Whenever you're talked about with Wilt Chamberlain, you know it's a crazy stat.
Facts.
Okay. All right. So look, Damian Lillard, right? That last game, it was the first 70-point game by a player that played under 40 minutes. He didn't play 40 minutes and he had 70 points. Fewest free throws attempts for a 70-point game. The first 70-point game with 10 plus threes. The highest true shooting in a 70-point game. And he was the oldest player to score 70 points. And listen to the terror Damian Lillard is on for February. 40 points a game, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, shooting 50% from the field, 42% from 3, 96% from free throw line. So he's shooting 50, 40, 90 while averaging 40 in February. So he's going to tell y'all he better make a playoff push to get his team there. And I believe he will at least get his team in the play and stuff like that. But my only thing with Dame is this. I don't feel bad for him because he's standing there, but if he wants to get a ring, he has to leave Portland, in my opinion. I don't think he's going to leave Portland. I think he's going to stay there. But hey, he says career is bigger than that. You know, I mean, you go on ESPN, it says bigger than his rings. He's building a legacy in Portland. He's going to become the greatest. He is the greatest player in Portland Trailblazers history. He will be a Hall of Famer. He's already top 75. So he does have a legacy, you know. But come on, man. We want to see you get that ring, man. Go join Jokic, man. Go join Jokic. All right, the floor is y'all.
All right. So, yes, Dame had a historic night last night. My goodness. He shot 58% from the field and 59% from 3. That is ridiculous. I don't know anyone who's had a more efficient 70-point game in history. Maybe Wilt because he's had 25 of those, and most of his was in the paint. You know, Wilt wasn't putting up from 3 at all. I don't even think he even thought to even take a 3 in his career. So that's Will. But Dame was on point last night. I also want to say this though, in regards to him being able to win the championship in Portland. I think, and we talked about this in the chat. The organization is definitely trash.
Yeah.
So they haven't put nothing around him in order for him to win. The best player he's had, the two best players he had on the team was CJ McCollum and LaMarcus Aldridge. LaMarcus Aldridge was later allowed to walk and go to San Antonio, and he did nothing there. And CJ McCollum was basically traded for nothing. He got Josh Hart back, and Josh Hart not even on the team anymore. He got traded at the deadline. Best players he got on this team is Nurkic, Shaedon Sharpe, and Anthony Simons. Nurkic is always hurt. He wants to call him Herkic. So he's not available, man. It's something that with Portland, other than just a city, it's not. I don't know, man. And I definitely think Dame is good enough to win the championship in Portland. It's just that they don't put enough around him. With this team, I don't think anybody can win the championship with this team. Even if you drop LeBron in this, if you drop a prime LeBron in this roster, yeah, they could probably get to the finals. But winning it, I don't think they will win.
No, I agree with that. So go ahead.
For one, I mean, look at the team. Nurkic, not good enough. He always hurt. He's not available most of the time. Everyone else around him, they're not that good, man. Shaedon Sharpe is good. He's a high flyer, and Anthony Simons has balled out a few times, but I don't think this team is good enough to win the championship that's around them. And I don't think if you put anyone else in this, in this environment, okay, maybe LeBron's probably the only outlier. But anyone else, I don't think anyone else wins with this roster.
Okay, you saying swap Dame for LeBron, right?
Adam.
Oh.
No, I'm talking about swap.
He's saying move.
You said swap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about swap. I'm not adding LeBron, of course. Of course. Of course. Of course. If you add LeBron to the team, yes, they are most certainly winning the championship. I'm talking about if you swap them.
Yeah. I think that's what Dave was going, because I seen they was killing you just now. They was like,
yeah,
if you had Dame, of course.
If you swap them, if you just give him this team, LeBron doesn't have a second superstar on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He could probably, like I said, he could get you to the finals, but winning it, I don't think he's going to win it.
You got Jeremy Grant.
Okay, all right.
Wow. Right. Next.
I mean,
Jeremy Grant is what Ibaka was to the OKC.
Nah, he bigger than that. Come on.
He actually has shots, man. He has shots.
Yeah.
Jeremy Grant is what Kyle Kuzma was to the Lakers in the bubble. How about that?
But better defensively. Yep.
There we go. Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, there's not too much you could really say about what Dame did last night, but check your watch. I mean, because come on now. I was talking about it off air before we got on the show. I was telling Dave, I was like, it seemed like a couple players who was in the All-Star, who participated in the All-Star weekend, they came back on a mission. They like, look, we're going to show improve. Then a couple other people who was a part of the All-Star, they just kind of flatlined. But that's just, it's only 2-3 games back, so we'll see what happens. But Dame was one of those players. As a Wizards fan, I'll say Julius Randle is another, but that's personal reasons. I will address that later when we talk about the Wizards. But Dame, I only want to talk about the 71 points because we know you're capable of scoring. Like, we know what you're capable of. The percentage was there. Dave and Joe provided you all with all the stats. I mean, I'm not going to talk too much about it, but after seeing this, if you're a free agent, it's time to go to Portland, man. Like, it's time to go there. Like, do my man a solid. Like, he's been holding
that out, please.
Thank you. Like Kevin Hart said, help me. Y'all know it.
Yeah.
Because he just showed you what loyal to is. He showed you that he's going to show up every night. Everything that people say about Russell Westbrook is Dame Lillard, but he's not as, like, annoying. You get what I'm saying? Like, he just ball, go home. If you want to talk about one thing, I'm going to say this about Dame and we can go to the next subject. Dame is one of the people that show up on the court, get y'all buckets, and just get in his car and go home. And everybody like, hey, who was that? And then he come back next week and do it again. And you're like, hey, bro, no, y'all got to get bro number, bro. That's Dame. But in this situation, nobody getting bro number. They just letting Dame go home. Somebody from the NBA got to get Dame phone number so they can link up, either go to Portland, because y'all know he's not leaving. So just go to Portland one season, see if it works out. And then if you don't like the city of Portland, then just leave at the end of the day. You ain't like you got to stay there. You don't got to sign a multi-year deal. You can do a 2-year deal. So, Dame, leave. Either you going to leave or have somebody come there. But if you do leave, Dame, hey, you can come to the Wizards, bro. I promise you, bro. It's nice out here. We got a lot of things for you in this city. You ain't got to worry about the distractions because we know you just want to hoop.
He not winning in Washington. Sorry.
Hey.
I'm just saying, it's not happening in Washington.
Somebody got to recruit for this team.
Well, Dame is always trying to recruit somebody to the team in every offseason, but the organization ain't doing nothing about it. Name one time you really heard them try to trade for somebody like Kevin Durant.
I mean, I'm me personally, I haven't really heard Dame come out a lot and talk. I know last season when KD put himself out there, he mentioned something. I think what they did though that will help free agents come to Portland is hire Chauncey Billups. I think that was a good one because
that was a good move.
Majority of his career he was coached by Terry Stotts, right? So like, I think I'm not about getting people fired, but I mean the dude wasn't doing his job for a long time. I believe they underachieved a lot under him, and they finally got Chauncey Billups, of NBA champion, somebody that's respected in the NBA. So teams will probably come now because they got a better coach. They got some nice role pieces. They got Jeremy Grant, Nurkic. They got Anthony Simons, right? Like you said, right? So they got some nice pieces that you can have. I thought they was going to get somebody last year. They dumped C.J. McCollum, Lance Jr. They dumped Robin Covington, Norman Powell to the Clippers. And they had a lottery pick. And I'm like, I made a video. This all season, they're going to be the 2008 Celtics. They're going to get 2 star players. That's what I thought it was going to happen. And it didn't happen. So I don't know what's going on over there. So, all right. Let's go to our next topic, man. All right. So our next topic, we got to talk about the bean.
Like the bean.
Man, listen, y'all. This was a historic weekend. Another one. We witnessed, right? Or some of us, it was a late game. All right. We witnessed the second highest scoring game in NBA history. Clippers and Kings, 176 to 175 in double OT. All right. Now, when you hear the media talks, when you hear the NBA championship odds, the Kings are nowhere to be found when it comes to being quote unquote contenders. All right. So the question is, are the Sacramento Kings true contenders in the NBA?
Oh, I meant to the NBA. I mean,
in the Western Conference, sorry.
I mean, you can say both, right? You can say both. I think I started this one off. You can say both. I got a counter question though, and you all don't have to answer it right now. But can a team win comeback player of the year?
A team?
Because the Kings are the comeback players of the year, like the flat out the entire roster, from the roster all the way from the roster to the coaches. Like I forgot y'all even had Doug Christie as an assistant coach.
Yeah,
I went back and looked and seen that. I said, well, look what they did here. They brought back an original King and Mike Brown, and then you got I will talk more about that game with the Clippers, but Joe, you did a phenomenal job in that video. If y'all haven't watched that video, man, go back and check it out. It's on the page. I know y'all killed Joe in the chats about him being a Kings fan, but at the end of the day, if your team's been bad for that long, I think you deserve every moment of what we are going through right now. Because I'm telling y'all right now, let this be the Wizards. Let the Wizards be like the Bucks or something in the East. Boy, I would be waving the wand, casting the cape. I don't know what else I would be doing right now. I don't even think we would come up with something so great as like the beam. But look, man, this team started 1-4 in October. I know off rip, a lot of Kings fans was probably sitting back and like, oh, here we go again. Another Kings season. Maybe Mike Brown ain't the coach. And then you hit the fast forward button, for the people who used to have DVD players, you skip a couple chapters. 35 and 25, third in the West. Like the West. Like even look what the West, the West was even, but now look at the West now, and they still showing that they're a formidable team. Man, Mike Brown. Shout out to Mike Brown, man. He got all them boys balling. He got the Kings playing so good that the Lakers like, why we let Malik Monk go? Got dropped like 45. Then y'all what y'all do last night?
Oh yeah,
I
it was
came back.
OKC. Yeah,
It ain't just OKC at this point, man. It's like everybody y'all walking through teams at this point. And I'm not saying walking through as the point of y'all beating them by 20. Y'all actually like showing up and showing out. First in points per game,
Mm.
fourth in assists per game,
Mm.
third in field goal percentage. You
Woo.
know the other two teams are ahead of y'all?
Who?
The Nuggets and the Nets. And I think the
Nothing but
Nets
net.
gonna fall. And I think the Nets gonna fall off. So y'all might be coming for that second spot.
Oh yeah, I'm going to that game too.
Look, that's all I got to say about my rant. I believe y'all are. Yeah, I don't even know why it's a question. Y'all showing improvement. Like it ain't even all talk no more. They actually showing improvement. So Dave, we know we gotta let Joe go last. So
Yeah, we got to let the Kings fan go last.
Mm.
But I understand the question. I understand why the question is being asked because it's been so long since the Kings have been so good. It's been since 2005, 2006 is their last playoff time, and they haven't really been good since then. But you got to look at everything that got into account. They traded for Sabonis. They also got Trey Lyles from Detroit. They got Kevin Huerter. When they got Malik Monk, so they surrounded these players that were complementary to De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox was also good, and they already had Davion Mitchell, who was a great defensive guard. So they had a lot of the pieces already around. They just needed a coach to really put there. And I've been saying this. I said this multiple times that a lot of people didn't give Mike Brown a lot of credit for when he was the coach for LeBron James because it was LeBron. A lot of people say when LeBron James has a head coach, it's all about LeBron. But remember how it was with Eric Spoelstra. Eric Spoelstra had to show it too. After they left, he led Miami to the NBA Finals with Jimmy Butler. And Jimmy Butler is not considered a superstar. I don't care what anyone says. He shows up as a superstar in the playoffs, but no one considers him a superstar in any fashion. The playoff Jimmy is a thing. So, but we also know that, without stars, I believe there was a time we went 30-11 in the second half of the season with Eric Spoelstra. We didn't make the playoffs, but we went 30-11 in the second half. That shows you that we played pretty well under a head coach. And Mike Brown, I believe, is just as good as a coach. A lot of people gave him flack for when he took over as the for the Warriors when Kerr was sick and they got blown out. I was like, well, that's just one game. That's one outlier. But he came in and he set a standard. He's given his team a spark as a head coach. He's calling them out and letting them be themselves. He had a funny impersonation of Keegan Murray, their rookie, which was funny, but it was good in the sense because Keegan Murray was like, nah, I can do this. It's just I'm trying to make sure everyone else gets it. I can show you I can do this. If you want me to show you, I'm gonna show you. And he went out and showed them. So, and J-Mo, Fox probably put up that 40 piece that you asked him to do.
Another one.
He put up that 40 piece you asked him to do, and he was efficient. He ain't just put up 40. He gave you 42 and 12. He had 12 assists in that game. So he was balling out. And then he had Malik Monk, up right beside him, put up 45 and 6. So I don't think I've ever talked this good about the Kings. But I'll tell you, it's well deserved. They're third in the West right now, and if you're gonna say that if they are competing in the West, you guys say they're competing in the NBA. Because
breaking news. Sorry, David. LeBron James, right? He said he played through his foot injury. Is now expected to require multiple opinions, and the Lakers are bracing for his absence to be multiple weeks.
Woo! I said it. I said it.
I was about to call it on the next topic.
I said it. Oh my goodness. Wait till the next segment. I ain't gonna say that now.
We
talk about the Kings. We talk about the Kings. So
go ahead. Sorry, I just had to put it out there.
That's big news, though. That's big news.
Talk about the Kings. So I'm gonna leave it there.
I appreciate that.
I got you. But nah, man, the Kings had a fifth night. And then Sabonis, of course, consistent Sabonis, put up a double-double, 20 and 10. So,
my dog.
I mean, it's not much you can say. All I can say is, Miami, sorry. I know we don't look good, but we're used to being good. So, we don't have to worry about waving the wand or lighting the beam. Go ahead, Joe.
Wait.
Hey,
My guy,
hold
you in
on,
the
Eddie.
doghouse.
All right. So look. So do y'all think that the Kings are contenders in the West?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I didn't. I didn't hear the question. Let's make sure. All right. Let me hear the answer.
We both say
My bad. I ain't trying.
without answers, you probably would have figured we were saying yes.
Okay. Just making sure. You know.
y'all got the best chemistry right now. Outside of the Nuggets.
Yeah, the Nuggets looking sweet. All right.
Fact.
So look, I think we all contend. I think we getting slept on because we don't have that star play that sticks out. You got the Clippers got Kawhi. The Lakers are 13th place and they got higher odds than 11th place now. They got higher odds than us to win the championship. They got LeBron and AD, right? Denver got Jokic. Memphis got Ja, who people don't think falls in the same class as Ja for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, I see why, but yeah. Yeah. So all these different teams, they got a star that somebody that can contend. Now, this is why I think we could be contenders with the right matchup. Now, I'm not going to say we're going to go to the finals. I'm not going to say we're going to go to Western Conference Finals, right? I got us at least winning one playoff series, but there's a chance that we could be contending for, like, in the West to go to the finals. Number one, we had the highest offensive rating in NBA history. So that's the best. We have the best offense in NBA history. Now, yeah, we're 25th in defense, right? But check this out, y'all. In the fourth quarter, we had the 9th best defensive rating in the NBA. So we had top 10 defense. When the game buckles down, we are number 2 in net rating. So we're basically, we're the second best team in the NBA in the fourth quarter. All right. And when you can score points, you're never out of the game. All right, you're never out of the game. And then when the game is close, guess what? Statistically, we got the clutchest player in the NBA, De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox is leading the NBA in clutch points while shooting a high percentage, right? And on top of that, in the playoffs, you need coaching. Coaching comes with adjustments from game to game. Mike Brown has proven that so far in the NBA. So far, when we play a team twice in a row, right, back-to-back games, we are 5-0 when playing them the second time in this season. So that shows that Mike Brown and the team is doing an awesome job adjusting to the same opponent. We will be 6-0 after Tuesday after we beat OKC, but we will be 6-0 on Tuesday, right? So Mike Brown is a huge deal. And when you're in the playoffs, when you're playing at home, your bench is so valuable. We are 8th in the NBA in bench points. All right. Most of those teams ahead of us are not even in the playoff picture. Right. So when it comes, you look at the playoff teams, we're like the top 3 team in the playoffs with and bench scoring. We got people like Malik Monk. I just saw he dropped 45 off the bench. That's not the first time he scored over 30 points. He scored 30 points multiple times on the bench. Trey Lyles scored 30 points before at the bench. And then you got people like who not expecting to score 30. Keegan Murray scored 30 a few times. You know, so we have multiple options we can go to because of the flow of the offense. I think we're a great fast break team, and I think because of Mike Brown's system coming from the Spurs and the Warriors, we are a great half-court team. So offensively, we can put up points and we can close games out. So I'm excited. And then saying we're not contenders, I mean, the teams that I see in the West that are people might not bet, people like everybody might bet against us are the Suns and the Nuggets. That's it. We play the Mavericks. Mavericks ain't got their chemistry down. The Warriors, I mean, the Warriors are the Warriors right now, right? They up in the air. Grizzlies, I'm not afraid of the Grizzlies at all. Like, that's what I really want to see. I want to see the Grizzlies. I want to show y'all that Fox. Fox is the best two-way guard in the NBA, point guard in the NBA. I'll say right now. He's the best two-way point guard in the NBA. All right? I think he's the best two-way point guard. I think he's the best. I think he's the best two-way point guard in the NBA right now. All right? So I think we can be contenders, but I'm not going to sit here and say we're going to make a run. But I do think we are in the second round minimum, which is a win for us. I think it's a huge win for us.
Yeah, I think when people hear contender, they automatically think that you can win everything. We're not saying that this year the Kings are going to be able to go to the finals and win everything, but we're saying that they have a team that's good enough to be able to compete.
It's a fact.
That's pretty much what I'm saying. I think they're good enough to compete. I mean, it's the second half of the NBA season. They're still third in the West. Right? What more do you really need to see? I get it. I get it. You do want to see them in the playoff series, but right now they look good enough.
But in the last 3 or 4 stats that Joe just named shows you they're a playoff team, clutching the fourth quarter, back-to-back adjustments. Like if you play a team twice in less than 3 days and you lose the first one, but you beat them the second time, that right there lets you know that coaching is already on point. Because what's going to happen in the playoffs? I play like what every 3 to 4 days, so the game can slow down all it want. We can score and we can make the proper adjustments to win the game in the fourth. That's a playoff team.
I'll say this about contenders being teams that people are scared to play. I don't think the Kings are an easy team to play either. So I will say that they are going to put some fear in someone. If that right matchup, they're not going to want. Some teams not going to want to face them. And Fox, by the way, has been clutch, and he's 96% from the field in the paint in February. I don't know if that's ever been
efficient, man.
Efficient. So,
and last thing I want to say is, I think getting the playoffs is a big spotlight for us, right? Everybody's watching this, everybody in the world, and I think honestly, y'all, I'm not over exaggerating. I think we're one shot blocker away for being a legit contender, like for real. Like when I say legit, I mean like we can make a run to the finals with a shot blocker, because that's our issue. Our issue is like we play good defense. We don't have we contesting, but we just small. Like we're small. Like at the rim, Sabonis is only 6'10", and he's not a shot blocker. He's not no leaper. You feel me? So I think we're one shot blocker away. I look at that Spurs team, right? That Spurs team that beat Miami the second time. Tim Duncan was not in his prime, but what Tim Duncan still was, a shot blocker, great rebounder, and a great facilitator within the offense. Kawhi Leonard wasn't a great player. Tony Parker was on the edge of his seat, right? On the edge of his career, so was Ginobili. But yeah, they had a system, and they had shooting, and it had defense. And I think that's what we have without the shot blocking. I really do. I think once we get a shot blocker, we're going to legit be a contender next year. So it will happen this offseason.
So if y'all had Rudy Gobert, you think y'all would be...
No, Rudy Gobert will be good. Matter of fact, he actually be good for real.
Well, look, a guy just got bought out, Nerlens Noel, so y'all could probably go get him.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. We had an eye on him, but I think we need a stretch 5. I think we need a stretch 5 because Sabonis, I think we need a stretch 5. He do a lot of damage inside. So I think we get a stretch. We're not trying to pull him Minnesota and call out the paint, all right? I think if we get a stretch 5, that's why I like Mobama, but hey, Lakers, good job for taking it from us. All right. So
Brook Lopez is a stretch 5.
Yeah, that's why he a perfect compliment to Giannis. That's what I'm saying. Oh, yeah, by the way, hey, Brooklyn, you're gonna see me March 16th. I'll be there. I'll be in Brooklyn. I was gonna go to DC, but too far. But I ain't trying to drive something out.
You're trying to go down there and see them lose. Speaking of losing,
all right, let's go to that next topic. All right, let's not talk about that. All right, y'all. So great. Hey, one of my favorite topics, man. I appreciate y'all for the kind words of the Kings, but we're gonna move on. I'm sad that we gotta move on, but we're gonna do it. All right, so we have the Mavericks, y'all, and the Lakers went toe to toe yesterday. The Lakers had the biggest comeback of the season so far. All right, so Dave was off right here. Were you more impressed of the Lakers' 27-point comeback, or were you more disappointed in the Mavs giving up that 27-point lead?
So, people don't know this. Kyrie's my favorite point guard in the league.
Oh, for real?
It's my favorite point guard in the league. However, I'm more surprised not surprised, but I put more praise on the Lakers in this game than I do put fault on the Mavericks. Again, Kyrie just got traded there right before the All-Star break. So there's still some chemistry that still needs to be put there. Now, I understand that in the NBA, when you're up 27, you should win that game. However, in today's NBA, no 20-point lead is safe. I think we've seen that multiple times. I have with Miami. We've had multiple 20-point leads, and we've lost, or we've squeaked by a win. The way shooting is nowadays, you almost have there's no safe lead.
But David, Orlando knows about that, right?
Yeah, they do. They do.
Sorry,
They
Javon.
do. They do. Sorry, Javon. That wasn't me. That was Joe. That was your brother.
Hey,
Not
these
not not
kings, man.
not your adopted brother. Your other brother. You know,
These
I
kings,
didn't
boy.
do
I
it.
tell
I
you.
didn't do it. But yeah, I'm more so giving the Lakers praise in this because of all the players that were involved in that. Again, they don't have to worry about giving up too many turnovers because they didn't turn the ball over a lot, and were actually making shots, and it made LeBron look good, even though he didn't have one of his LeBron type games that he's had this year. The team around him actually looks good, but with the news that we just heard, we don't know exactly what's going to happen with them now because I said this in the chat after he hurt himself. He said, "I heard a pop." Me, when I first heard that, I first thought Achilles. That's the first thing that came to my head was Achilles.
Yeah, he did say that.
Because I know someone personally who I play basketball with. I'm not a professional basketball player, but I love basketball. So I play basketball with this old guy I used to train with back in the day, and we were outside playing basketball at this playground at Garfield Elementary School, right there where I used to live at. And he went up for a shot, and we heard the pop. That's
You
how loud
sure?
it was.
You sure it was a pop from playing basketball, or was it another pop? When you over there?
No, no, no. It was for playing basketball, and next thing you know, that was it for him. That was his career. I mean, he was already old, but
Dang.
that was it. He couldn't play basketball again. Towards Achilles.
You're done, son.
Oh,
That's just that tough.
That's what you said it.
I know.
they
But
say you get Achilles, they feel like somebody kicked you. That's what
yeah, man, it's not a good one. When I usually hear someone say pop when it comes to their foot, I automatically go to Achilles because it happened to Kobe. When Kobe popped his Achilles, he heard a pop, and even though he walked up and shot those free throws, that was pretty much it. He wasn't the same after that. So, but yeah, I'm more impressed with the Lakers in that game because, like I said, I still think Dallas still has some chemistry to get as far as being able to get to be able to work together as a team with Luka and with Kyrie. So I still think they got some chemistry to work towards with. But you know, the Lakers actually they look good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I think I'm more impressed with the Lakers too. All right, like you said, Luka and Kyrie are still been in chemistry, especially late in the game. All right, late in the game, it's a lot of Luka posting up. He get double team, he passes to Kyrie, and then Kyrie passes it to the wing, and then next thing you know, Carroll is shooting a contested, desperate three with the shot clock going out. You know, so I think that's what it is. And a lot of people try to a lot of people trying to create drama between J Kidd and Luka when he said that I'm not the savior out there. I'm watching the game like y'all. We got to grow up. People say he's talking about Luka, but I mean that's him coaching, man. That's him coaching. I think that Phil Jackson took that approach when he never called a timeout. He let them play through stuff. Jason Kidd did that. I think that was like a lesson. Like I think the Mavericks are confident gonna make the playoffs. They're using these last 20 games as a to get ready for the playoffs, basically. All right. So, but the Lakers play with more sense of urgency, especially midway through the second quarter. I mean, you up by 27, and then after that, you get outscored basically by 30. You know, so I think the Lakers had way more sense of urgency. In the second half, they shot 55%. Mavs shot 36%. In the fourth quarter, Luka and Kyrie combined 4 for 12, 33%. Kyrie was just off, man, the second half. I mean, he was 3 from 12 in the second half, 25%. But what happened in the fourth quarter, every Laker contributed. Every Laker. AD, oh my God, the movie there on Powell, woo, the step back was crazy. All right. He got a crucial putback in the fourth quarter that was crazy. Hit that clutch bucket against Luka in the sideline that faded away. All right, when he saw the double team coming, he just faded away to the right. But BC hit a clutch three. Austin Reeves hit a hezzy move, go to the bucket. Dennis Schroeder hit a clutch floater in the paint. You know, he was making plays too. Vanderbilt did good defense on Luka.
Yeah.
Austin Reeves also hit a clutch three. AD had Luka sealed, and he just shot the three, and he made it. I was like, okay. LeBron had a crucial layup in the fourth quarter, so they all contributed. They wanted to win that game. LeBron had multiple block shots, one on Kyrie. All right, so
Sent that thing right to the stands.
They wanted to win. That's why, like last year, me, Javon, Ron, my friend Ron, and Blaze, we were on the show together, and we talking about LeBron, and I was comparing LeBron to MJ. How MJ, the Kobe, how Kobe against the Warriors, he got hurt, came back in, got hurt again, came back in, and then he tore his Achilles. But we was talking about how he fought through the pain because he tried to make the playoffs. Well, LeBron did get some Mavs. I'm not gonna say it was similar because he tore his Achilles, but LeBron got hurt, came back up, finished the game. Now he out for multiple weeks. So he was actually painful, going through pain, but he really wanted that game, and I respect him for that. So kudos to LeBron. It's sad to say that he got to miss a couple of weeks. So we'll see how AD holds up while he's gone. Because right now, I think the Lakers are without LeBron this year. I think I saw it without LeBron this year. I don't have it, but I think they're 3-7, something like that, or 5-9, something like that. They got a losing record without LeBron this year. So Tom will talk to us.
We have to grow up if we want to win a championship. What the Lakers just showed us, it's not a rabbit that wins, it's the turtle. I had to say that just because we got some Spartans in here, it's the turtle. And they wanted that game. You know what I mean? Like we kind of figured the Mavs would have a game like this where they would be up by a lot of points, probably like, we wouldn't say maybe 30, maybe like a 25-point lead, 20-point lead on a team, and the team probably would cut the lead to maybe 5 because at the end of the day, the Mavericks really weren't known for defense. And one of their main defensive players, they kind of shipped them out when they got Kyrie in. So for this to happen, I mean, we knew it was going to happen, but for it to be the Lakers, that's when we was kind of like, but I don't really want to give too much about the Mavericks because Jason Kidd is doing what Jason Kidd is known to do. Like, if you never seen that clip with with someone Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce, where they was talking about how Jason Kidd the coach versus Jason Kidd the friend are two different people. Like, Jason Kidd gonna actually coach you when you get out there. And I think Kevin Garnett said, I think that's the reason why I retired, because after he was my coach, I'm not running no more. I'm almost 40. I'm not about to run no more. And what he's going to do after this game, he's going to show him that film. And he's like, look, we have to be better on the defensive end. We have to be more efficient when it comes to our offense because this whole, I pass the ball to Kyrie and he does his thing sometimes, or I pass it to Luka and he does his thing sometimes. And then, hey, we pass it to each other. And if neither one of us want to shoot, we just give it to somebody else to throw it up so they can get the bad shot percentage. Like, that has to stop. Like, that just has to end, especially if we want to go into the playoffs and we got play against teams like the Kings who has chemistry. And I'm just throwing it out there because they have the chemistry. For LeBron, I'm mad the announcement kind of came out before our segment because I definitely was going to say this. LeBron's hurt. He knows he's hurt. I like the fact that he's battling through the pain. But should he rest just a little bit? Because if the end goal is to make the playoffs, you kind of want to make the playoffs, but you don't want to be hurt when it's time to play in the playoffs. So what would be the point? The 23 most important games ever, you get there and you can't even play in the playoffs.
Isn't that this almost the same as when we were talking about Lamar Jackson and the Ravens? If you really think about it, they were trying to say that Lamar's not playing because he's hurt, but people were trying to say maybe he should play just so he can make it to the playoffs and look good to the playoffs.
Well, the difference is Lamar got guaranteed your money. that's why Lamar ain't gonna rush it. But LeBron, he got bigger. Not say he got bigger goal. Yeah, he do. His bigger goal is to play with his son. So he's not about to ruin that. And also, this is the time of the season when he has to trust his teammates. I think he's doing the right thing by resting up. Because, like you said, what's the point of playing on it? You can't really be 100% in this stacked Western Conference.
And so AD. Know AD.
Yeah.
So, like, let AD build off this momentum from yesterday, 30 and 15. Like, build off of that. And you got role players. That's the one thing I'm saying before we go to the next thing. The Lakers finally have role players who are actually serving their purpose on the court. They're not just standing around anymore. Like, Beasley will go get a bucket. Vanderbilt will go get a rebound and a putback. Like, they have players.
Yeah, endless rebounds.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right, Lakers, man. Good job. Win. Hey, Mavericks, Kevin, I said in the chat, if y'all don't get y'all act together, y'all going to mess around being in play-in. All right, so y'all better get this Kyrie and Luka situation all right. So let's move on. Quinn Snyder, man. Quinn Snyder signed with the Hawks, right? Midway through the season, they find Nate McMillan. Him and Trae Young had some clashes. But they had some good. They had a good year, and when Nick McMillan stepped in the middle of the season, they made it to the playoffs, made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. So Quinn Snyder, I'm gonna start this one off. So what I like about this move is that Donovan Mitchell actually reached out to Trae Young, and he told Trae Young, he was like, basically, Quinn Snyder is going to coach you hard, and you're going to want to run through a wall for him, you know. And Trae Young was like, I'm excited for this challenge, and that's what Trae Young's need. That's the type of player Trae Young is. He needs somebody that's going to challenge him. He needs somebody because Trae Young is very ball dominant. You know, he's very animated out there when it comes to, like, he talk a lot of trash, stuff like that. He got history clashing with the coach and stuff. So not saying it's Trae Young's fault, but he needs a coach that's gonna be stern and hold him accountable and get the best out of him. Because I think Trae Young hasn't even unleashed his potential yet. I still think Trae Young could get a lot much better. He could play way more efficient, and I think Quinn Snyder is going to do that for him. Quinn Snyder built up that Utah Jazz organization once he stepped in. He did a great job with that program. And you look at that team, I mean, they didn't have a lot of players that stood out, but he built a great culture around there. So I think he could do the same thing with the Hawks. The Hawks got some nice pieces. They got Trae Young. They got DeJounte Murray. They got Hunter still. They got my man Bogdanovich, right? They got players. They got Sadiq Bey that just came from Detroit. That was a great pickup. So I think that Quinn Snyder long term will be good for this team.
So I will take it from here because I don't. Joe, you guys stop taking my points, man. That was the one thing I was gonna say though about the Utah thing. He brought Utah back, like the fact that you could bring Utah back, and I think he resigned, right? He resigned.
Yeah, he did.
He resigned,
Well,
so he didn't get fired. I mean,
he did a killer more at the botcher.
Yeah, okay, but I mean, in their situation, they was ready to blow the team up anyway. So he kind of was like, "Let me get out of here before they get rid of me." Makes sense.
Yeah.
And with that team, like the players you named, the one person that sticks out is Donovan Mitchell. And I really want to talk about more so about Nate McMillan right quick. Is the fact that you don't want to see black coaches lose their jobs, but you kind of seen that Hawks team take a step back. Like some of those players started regressing as the season carried on. Because when they made that big trade over the summer, when they got Murray, you were like, okay, we got Trae Young, we got DeJounte Murray, we got John Collins, and they got my boy, what's my man? He played for the Rockets. What's his name?
Oh,
Clint
Capella. I'm like, okay, so they got pieces to move around with these two because Murray was killing with the Spurs. Like, I don't even know why the Spurs did that, but the Spurs gonna be the Spurs, and I can't say that about them right now. There we go. But as the season started going on, you start seeing like Murray started regressing. You're like, this is not the player we seen last year. Trae Young, you started seeing some things with him. And of course, we all know about that hiccup that the two had with the shoot around. We talked about it on the show. You seen that, and I think that was the beginning of the end for Nate McMillan right there, where it was just like the miscommunication within the team is really showing up. You definitely did. I got you your props. And now with Quinn coming in, you're going to have a coach again who's going to hold everybody accountable, and that communication is now going to be better on the floor because what he did for the Utah Jazz, you seen Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert, two players who probably really didn't like each other, but we would have never known that until they had their falling out, like it come out of the locker room. Outside of that, they played well together. The Utah Jazz were also competitors. They were contenders in the West. They just couldn't get over that hump sometimes, which always happens. And another thing that stands out is this is not Quinn's first time in Atlanta. He was an assistant coach for Budenhauser. So this is not his first run.
And they were winning.
His first rodeo. Exactly. So he knows what to do. And what did Budenhauser do when he went up to Milwaukee? Just kept winning. So, hey, Trey, you gonna get this is your time now. You can shut the league up. Y'all make the playoff. Well, y'all in the playoffs, but y'all can definitely hold on to that 8th seed, possibly bump up to maybe a 6th seed, maybe. I don't want y'all to because my team personally needs to get in the playoffs and not to play in. But Hawks, I like your future.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up that segment we had when we talked about Trae Young and Nate McMillan about that whole debacle that they had, because I actually went and looked at that show that we did a couple of days ago. I was like, man, ain't this something? We talked about this, and I pretty much at that point, I don't think I said it on the show, but at that point, I was to myself, I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if somehow later during the season he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Because Trae Young, of course, that situation, yeah, we can go back to how we felt about the situation, but I still feel the same way about the situation as I did then as I do now. I think that if he was able to go through that, then maybe there was some way. I think his coaching style just didn't fit this team. I don't think he's a bad coach. I just think his coaching style did not fit this team. His coaching style fits a team like Miami, like how we are the way how we're grit, and because of our leader like Jimmy Butler, that's a type of environment that fits Nate McMillan. Not when you go and you got Trae Young, DeJounte Murray. That's a young team with John Collins. That's pretty much a young. It's led by a young leader, so it's different when it comes to that. And he's in the. Jimmy Butler is not a part of this. Even though he's been here since Steph Curry pretty much took over the league and changed the way that they play. Jimmy Butler came in when it was still a mid-range game for him. When he got drafted out of Marquette, last pick in the second round by the Bulls, he still came in this league when it was that time. Trae Young pretty much came in when Steph Curry was hot, and everyone compared him to Steph Curry when he was coming out of college. Everyone compared him to that, and and he played at Oklahoma, so and he pretty much still plays that way now. Now, and we had a conversation about him before about the way he plays and why players ranked him so low in the East as the 12th best guard in the East, which I still think is ridiculous. Because he's nutmegging people, he talking trash, he plays the villain role, but that's just the way the league is now. And that doesn't fit a coach like Nate McMillan. So I never thought that he fit this situation. Yeah, they had some success when he came in the midseason, but I never thought it was a good long-term decision to have him as the head coach. I like Quinn Snyder a lot better because he coached a young player like him. Not exactly like him, but he coached a young player in Donovan Mitchell. And Donovan Mitchell is a really good player who's shown that he can do it even with Cleveland. And of course, he's around a better team, but you see what he's doing in Cleveland. So I think this works out for both parties because I think Nate McMillan is not done being a coach. I think he's still going to get an opportunity somewhere else, not sure where, or even if it's a head coach. Still think he's going to get an opportunity in the NBA. But he just doesn't fit in Atlanta. I could see him going somewhere like San Antonio. Like if Pop leaves, I could see him going to San Antonio and taking over there. Or depending on the situation in Utah, I could see him going to Utah. So it all depends on the situation and what team he gets. I still think he has the opportunity to go somewhere, but I just didn't think the fit was good in Atlanta.
Yeah, I think Nate McMillan, they had that success over momentum. I think they had momentum. You get a new voice and things that sound better. And I think that's what happened. They took advantage of that momentum. And Nate McMillan, I know Tomo mentioned that you don't want to see a black coach get fired. The good thing about the NBA, they do a great job at hiring black coaches. There are a lot of black coaches, that have opportunities over and over and over again. Dwayne Casey.
Look at Jacques Vaughn in Brooklyn.
Yeah, Jacques Vaughn. I'm looking at Dwayne Casey. That man was a Toronto failure, and then bounced and got a Detroit job right after that, and he's still there. Yeah. They've been terrible ever since. All right, so I think that they do a good job at that. So, but I think he'll be an assistant coach. I don't see him coaching the Spurs. I think the Spurs is going to promote somebody within the organization to run that organization.
I think they're going to give it to the lady. I forgot her name.
Becky.
I think it's Becky. Something.
They could. I was just using an example because of that style of the organization.
Well, she coached in WNBA, I think. If I'm not mistaken. She might leave that job to go to, but she left. I think she coached in WNBA. She's the highest paid coach in WNBA, I think.
I'm gonna double check it, but yeah, she was in the rank. She was in the talks to be the Wizards' next head coach. I wish we would have did it. Yeah, but they wanted to hire West. But we'll talk about them later.
Hey, right now, we're talking about it right now. Let's get it. So, man, this is the topic I've been waiting for. So this is for y'all. All right, I'm gonna have probably 2 words for this topic. That's it. So the Wizards right now are sitting at the 10th seed. They're not playing right now. Miami Heat is sitting at the 7th seed, who are beating the Sixers right now 46-40. All right, they play Sixers 2 games back to back, right? So shout out to J-Mo and Devin. We'll have them on the show tomorrow. Shout out to them. So what's more likely to happen, y'all? All right? And there you kick us off right here. What's more likely to happen? the Miami Heat fall out or stay out of the 6 seed, like they fall 7th and beyond, or the Wizards falling out to play in. Which one is more likely to happen? Dave is on you.
So, Tomo,
Come on.
you my guy.
That's
You my guy.
Oh,
And you
yeah,
know
that's
you
what I'm
is.
for.
I'm glad you back. I'm glad you back. But I'm not saying that my team gonna fall out of the play-in or playoffs. I'm not saying that.
He was
I'm
ready
not
for that time.
saying that. I'm sorry. No, we're not falling out of the play. We're not falling no further than where we are right now. It's not. I don't believe that in Miami. We're too good of a well-coached team to allow that to happen. Now, I do understand how I've had my rants about us this year, and I've seen that we're on a 4-game losing streak. I get it.
No.
I get it. I get it. But we're not falling out of the play-in time. That's not happening. We're not falling out. Y'all are more likely to miss it than we are. I'm sorry. It's not happening. I mean, look at what happened last year when we both were 1-2 in the East.
Oh,
Which
snap.
Don't bring that up, man.
team stayed consistent? We were
Come on,
actually
man.
still there, and we ended number 1 in the East last year. We didn't go to the finals, but we ended number 1 in the East. I'm going with what's more been proven than what hasn't been proven. Miami has been more proven to be able to get out of these funks and be able to make some streaks and actually go and be in the playoffs and compete a little bit. We just haven't been consistent for real. And that's not me talking bad, just talking trash about the Wizards, period, because I'm a Washingtonian and I kind of want the Wizards to do well. But just from what I've seen, it hasn't been consistent. Not since John Wall and Bill Gilbert Arenas, really. Yeah, exactly.
No, John Wall.
I wanted to say Joe, since John Wall and Bill in their prime days when they were together. But since then, what has really been consistent? I mean, the last time they were in the playoffs was
Westbrook.
Yeah.
I hear my voice in the background.
Somebody got
and and I don't know. I more so believe in us than what we can do. I don't believe we're gonna go. It's more likely that we will stay where we are or move back up into the 6th seed than it is for the Wizards to move into the play.
Dave, I asked that question again when you said you don't know what's changed with the Wizards. Just
Yeah.
ask the question. Just ask that question one more time.
What's changed with the Wizards?
Nothing, Dave. Nothing's changed. Nothing.
Damn.
The only thing that's changed is probably the logo and the jerseys at times, but nothing's changed. This team has no direction. You know what? I'm gonna just stick to my script because I could be upset. They have nothing. I said I wasn't gonna talk bad about this team for the rest of the season. I said I'm gonna give them their just due. Right before the All-Star break, they made me look good. They made me look like they made me look like, you know what? I can go back into the chat and talk a little bit. The only person I can talk trash to is a Pacers fan. That's about it. I can go back and forth with a Bulls fan because we probably win one, we probably lose one. Then I can talk trash to Orlando. But when it comes to like the heavy hitters, I can't really say too much. I mean, we probably beat y'all on a good day. We beat the Kings. We beat the 76ers. Like we've done that before, but it's like 81 games. Like, of course, you're gonna beat somebody once or twice on the off night. I want to talk about Julius Randle right quick. Julius Randle almost put up 50 on us in a pivotal game. In a pivotal game where the Wizards know they needed to win that game. We need to beat the Knicks because we're going to have that tiebreaker. And then they were up like almost 20 in the first quarter. This is why I said another team who had a 20-point lead and just squandered it away. Up 20, Knicks come back, win that game. Then we go into Chicago the next night. We thinking we're going to do something again. Guess what happens? Wizards lose to the mid-range assassin himself, DeMar DeRozan. How do you lose to a player who only shoot 2-pointers? Like, I don't get it, but the Wizards will find a way. What do I think is more possible? The Wizards missed the play-in. That's more possible. It's more possible because, look, these are the teams we got left. Like, coming up, we got Atlanta with their new coach. Then we got Toronto twice. Then we got Milwaukee, Detroit, Atlanta on a back-to-back, Detroit again, Cleveland. Then we got to play the Kings. Orlando, Denver, San Antonio. The list just grows on. We also got Boston, then we got Miami. But at the end of the day, that the end of the season out, it's not happening, man. The Wizards, they have no direction. Like, I'm just so upset with this team. I don't even know where to find my words, right? Matter of fact, let's do this. Dave, you said the right thing about why you said more consistency, because if you think about the Heat, you think about a culture. When you think about the Bucks, you can name their culture. 76ers. Kings are building one now. The Spurs have a culture, even though they're losing right now. Orlando Magic, they're building a culture. This Wizards team has been on a merry-go-round for the last 8 years. If you stand and want to be a defensive presence, they don't show up. They don't play defense when they need to. They say, okay, we want to be a contender. We want to be a top 5 seed. They end up being a 12th seed. They say, okay, we want to go out and get a big name. They trade for Porzingis. They say, all right, we want to keep Bill so we can add more people to the team. They re-sign Bill to this $50 million a year contract, and then Bill going to pop up and be like, you know what? I'm tired of losing. Well, how about you play better at times, okay? How about you do that? When the Wizards find the actual direction they want to go in and stick with it, then we'll be a competitive team. More likely, Wizards miss the play-in. Because you know what? To win a basketball game, you have to play defense and you have to do this. Score, score, score. And basketball, you have to just score. Like, come on, y'all. And they don't do it at times. They just find ways to go blank. They go still. MIA, offense, defense, free throws. It's just bad. Like, when they look bad, they just look flat out bad. But when they look good, that's the show, y'all. I don't got too much. That's it.
Yeah. Listen. Eric Spoelstra, Jimmy Butler. I'm going with Miami. That's it. Sorry. Yeah. Going with Miami. That's it. That's all I gotta say.
That's it. That's it. Let's
That's
just
it,
say
bro.
our
I
last
feel like
words.
two words.
I
Two
mean,
words.
our schedule's not easy though. I'll say that our schedule's not easy because, like you said, we're playing the 76 right now. We played them again on Wednesday. Then we play the Knicks, the Hawks twice, back to back. Then we play the Cavaliers back to back. Then we play the Magic again. Thank you, Javon. We gonna get that W. So just so you know, our bet is still on. You know. Then we play the Jazz, the Grizzlies. Then we play the Bulls, the Pistons, Knicks, Nets, Raptors, Knicks again, and then our last 5 games in April we played the Mavericks, Pistons, 76ers, and then the Wizards, and then the Magic again.
I play
So
Wizards
it's
the
not.
game for last.
Yep, game for last. So,
It might mean something. Who knows?
for us, I think it will. I don't know about for y'all, but I think it'll be
Every
something.
game we're playing. Our playoffs started after the All-Star break, and they're acting like they don't want to win a game.
But y'all have both of y'all teams hasn't been healthy for real all year. Y'all players has been in and out the lineup and stuff. You know, but the Wizards, y'all are not great at nothing, but y'all not bad at nothing. You know, y'all like right in the middle.
That's
I can't find a
merry-go-round.
weakness in y'all, like for real. Like watching y'all play, what's y'all weakness? Like I don't know. So I don't know. But I think both can happen. I think both of y'all, I don't know, because Chicago is creeping up on y'all. I think Chicago would take a playing spot. Patrick Beverly gonna bring a new energy with that team.
They're a game back, and they just beat us. So
Tay, in order for the Magic to run Florida, you got to make the playoffs first.
We want Florida.
Do that first. Yeah, you run Disney World. You remember the Mickey Mouse poster for the last game? I don't think you was around during the time. I forgot you was even a Magic fan because you ain't been around for real.
Oh,
but
man.
you know, if you want to get on this bet too, you can. Just let Javon know because both of y'all gonna owe me. Just so you know.
So what's the bet?
that's what I'm trying to figure out.
I believe we bet a jersey or a shirt or something like that. If we try to team or something like that, or whoever wins.
Uh-huh.
So I think it was a shirt because I'm more likely it wasn't money, but I think we bet a shirt or something like that. So yeah, I'll make sure.
Like what's the bet though?
Like if we win the series, Javon gets me a shirt. If they win the series, I get him a shirt. So
what's the series right now?
it's 2-0 us.
Oh yeah, y'all play 2 more times, right?
Yeah.
It's getting real. And then the tiebreaker is a point differential, right?
Yep.
Oh, they really got a bet over here. Now that's how you bet, ladies and gentlemen.
So you need one more game.
Yep. One more game. Hey, I'm telling you, Tay, if you want to get on this bet, you can. That's just 2 Miami shirts I'm gonna have. I appreciate that. Just go ahead and get it. I wear a size medium, and it could be a Wade, it could be a D Wade shirt or a Jimmy Butler shirt. Either one I'm cool with. It could even be an Alonzo Mourning shirt or Rashawn Leonard or Tim Hardaway. That's how you know I'm actually a Miami Heat fan. I'm actually naming old players that are no longer playing with us. So, you say you've been a Magic fan since 07. I've been a Magic fan since I've been a Heat fan since I knew about basketball. So,
Well, send me to my bets.
Hold on before we go there. I was gonna say, it's not hard to name an old player from the Heat that don't play no more. Haslam. Like, you could just say Haslam.
No. He's still on the roster. He don't count to me. He's still on the roster.
Yeah.
Pat Riley, Go ahead, Joe.
Blaze. Cha slide. Chavez. I need me a Sabonis jersey. And I need me a Malik Monk jersey. All right. That's all I'm saying. 45 points. Clippers. Hey, public announcement before we end this. I feel bad for my man Blaze. All right. I just want to say this. He came, been killing the Kings all year. Big Westbrook fan. I've been telling him Westbrook might not be there all year. He shouldn't stick to the Lakers. No, I'm a Laker for life. My man get traded to Utah. I'm like, you're a Utah fan. He's like, no, I'm not claiming Utah. Get traded. First, he lose 3-1 to the Kings, right? Then he gets sent to Utah. And then he's like, you know what? If I go to Utah, maybe I can have a better chance beating the Kings. And then he saw the back door open in the Clippers. He snuck in the back door, threw on a Clippers jersey, didn't think we would recognize him. And then his first game, guess what his first loss was to?
The Kings.
Bruh. My man 0-2 as a fan. They 0-2 right now. He said Klay Thompson watched. Klay Thompson having been the second best year of his career.
Hey,
shout out to my man Blaze though. We are going back on the show. But hey, my condolences to your NBA season. Sorry.
That's a glimpse into the refuse to lose chat right there. That's a glimpse right there.
Yeah, Eddie House shirt.
I'm telling you gotta have some tough skin to be in that refuse. The people who come on this show that's in the refuse to lose chat, I'm telling y'all, man, you gotta have some tough skin, boy, because they will bring up some stats that'll make you just want to throw your phone at the wall. Mm-hmm. And don't with the hot takes, you gotta have some stats to back your hot takes, because boy, you'll be all night.
I'll even take an Eddie Jones shirt. Y'all forget Eddie Jones used to play for Miami too. Rashul Butler, Karan Butler. I can name some players.
Hey, rest in peace, Rashul, man. He was a legendary. He was a legendary wizard.
Yeah, Rashul Butler.
Okay. All right. All right, y'all. Let's wrap this up. Yeah, the Klay take was crazy. Yes, it was. All right. So, like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like I said before the show, not sure where it's at now, but we are 3 subscribers away for 500. All right, the 500 club. All right, so appreciate y'all for using that comment section. Y'all been lit in the comments like always. All right, so we definitely appreciate y'all. Share this video so somebody can rewatch this, because we're not going to put the videos out, individual ones, right away, but it will be sometime tonight. All right, so you can go back and listen to the segments individually. And Dave, let's talk about those IG chats, man.
So we have an NFL chat, NBA, college football, college basketball, baseball. Shout out to Teddy for helping me do that baseball episode on Thursday. It was another lit show. And plus, we did it under 30 minutes. I'm shocked. It was under 30 minutes. So, but it was a really good show with my boy Teddy. We'll have more people on next time, of course, because like I said, baseball season heating up. They tried to get on me by my Red Sox beating the college team 5-3, but hey, we won. It's preseason. I don't care. I'll take a win as it is right now. It's all good. We got a boxing chat. Shout out to Jake Paul for taking that L.
Dang.
Finally took an L against somebody who actually is in a, well, I won't say he's a professional boxer, but someone whose brother boxes, so he's been boxing almost his entire life. Not professionally, but he's been boxing his entire life. So he finally took an L. He should have been knocked out, but hey, it's okay. Took a loss.
Respect the hustle, though.
Facts.
Took a loss, so he finally got humbled. But technically, he didn't get humbled because he still made $30 million. So I mean,
there it is. You gotta respect the hustle.
Hey, that's a Mayweather move. Mayweather, whether he wins.
No, Mayweather ain't gonna lose though.
Listen. Dang,
we had to do it before the comments did it.
That's a McGregor move.
I'm just saying, whether he wins or loses, he gonna make a lot of money because hey, it's Mayweather. Now Paul ain't Mayweather's level, clearly. But I'm just talking about
$30 million.
I'm just talking about the business move. So that's it. But let's go. Miami, hurry up and get this W. We up 8 at halftime. So come on, finish the job, please. Finish the job. We lost against the Hornets the other night. In this losing streak, please. We got Kevin Love playing good now. Just take this W. And please don't give Udonis Haslem another contract. Please. Please don't.
Dang.
Go ahead.
He gonna see this video one day. He gonna go out there.
I'm telling you,
He gonna see one of the episodes.
Why you think I chilled out on Brandon Graham, bro? Because I'm like, I'm gonna be in the airport one day, and he's gonna walk over and be like, "Nah, y'all watch out, So I'm really that old, and I know I ain't the biggest person in the world. I'm just
I don't care. Look,
old man.
Haslem, I love you. I love what you did for us for the 3 championships. You were a part of an integral part of those 3 championship teams, and I appreciate you. But right now, you're not helping because you're not playing. If you're not good enough to be out there and play and help us win games, you should just be a coach. I'm not saying we don't want you in the organization. We just don't need you on the roster. That roster spot could have went to someone else like DeMarcus Cousins, Dwight Howard, even Nerlens Noel, who's now got bought out. But we can't do that because we have you on the roster.
He's valuable though. He's valuable.
He's
imagine running to Brandon Graham in the airport.
My last words is gonna be quick, cut, and simple. Hey, Wizards, y'all heard my jingle before. Score. That's all y'all do. Just score. Take a page out of the Kings books. That's all they do is score. And the NFL all season is gonna be a good one because the division is ramping up. The Commanders look like they're trying to take over our division. The Eagles don't have any coordinators, so I'm not worried about them anymore. But, hey, Cowboys, do something in the free agency.
Do y'all got a coordinator?
We got our staff is we set.
Yeah.
We just ain't got a team yet.
Hey, look, this is probably the most exciting moment of my sports life so far. The Commanders made a big hire of getting Eric Bieniemy, while the Kings are still the 3rd seed, #1 offense in NBA history. Like the bean. I was about to say that. Like the bean. And Commanders, hey, look, Eric Bieniemy, all this, LaShawn McCoy. Hey, with a doghouse sound effect. LaShawn McCoy, you going in the doghouse, all right? Straight hating. I mean, we know how you run the ball. You know how you run the ball OE out here. I man just mad because he was unplayable the whole playoffs with the Chiefs. But look, LaShawn McCoy, you're a great player. I'm not going to dish you, but you're done, son. As my man Tomo would say. Tomo,
you're done, son.
Tomo, you need to get that trademark. I want to use that thing so bad on Twitter earlier today.
I'm on the phone with my lawyer right now.
I ain't want anybody to steal it, all right? So, but
yeah, seriously, go get that trademark for real.
All right, y'all. That's all we have for y'all today, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.
Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.